Hi, Morgan. So today we're going to be talking about the topic of obedient girls. So girls are often taught to be obedient at such a young age that the idea of keeping them good inevitably hurts their chances of becoming independent, as well as halting them from using their voices for change. So in the first text my class was instructed to read, the story of Frances Willard was explored. Do you know who she is?
I don't.
Well, Frances Willard was a suffragette who helped to change the cause to fight for women's freedom for themselves, rather than to maintain the goodliness and structure of their homes. I know you're eager to go out and start a career, but do you feel as though there's a lot of pressure on you, even now at 19, to settle down and have children?
Yeah, I totally do feel like that. Especially my family has a lot of girls in it who are all getting married and having kids, so I definitely feel like that.
So, the book this conversation topic is based around, The 7 Necessary Sins for Women and Girls, by Altaway, refers to girls who are taught to bite their tongues and remain submissive as obedient. Do you think this is the proper word to describe someone like this? Furthermore, if you think the author used this word for shock value, do you believe it still holds some truth?
I think it could have been used for shock value, but I do think it still holds some truth.
In Chapter 9 of The Moment of Lift, How Empowering Women Changes the World, Gates talks about male-dominated religions and the effect they have on women's oppression. I know you grew up Catholic. Have you ever experienced the feeling of being silenced or judged by anyone in the church for expressing yourself or your opinion?
Well, me personally, no, but I know that that is a big thing that a lot of people deal with in the Catholic Church, but my family isn't very, super into being Catholic or anything like that, but I know that that's something a lot of people deal with.
In a journal titled When I Was Growing Up by Nellie Wong, the author includes a self-anecdote reciting the times others' comments pushed her to want to change herself. Do you agree with the idea that men, and even other women, often subconsciously say rude and negative things about women using their voice?
Yes, I definitely feel that men do that. I think that men often view women as like something that needs to appease them, and I think sometimes other women can get stuck in that same loop.
Right. Can you think of any examples of this happening in the media in recent years?
I think the push for women to look a certain way, like for them to be like skinnier, or a lot of celebrities getting like plastic surgery done, stuff like that.
Right. Juliet Takes a Breath by G. Rivera includes a story about a girl being pushed over by her friend based on her identity. Have you ever experienced being ignored by someone who felt was close to you for your gender identity?
Yes, I definitely have felt like that.
How did that feel?
It felt hurtful because I thought that we were close friends.
In the sixth text we read in my class, a journal written by Shonda Rhimes, titled Flip the Script, is included. She discusses her experience as a woman in screenwriting and how belittled she often felt. As a journalism major, how do you feel about the unequal ratio of men to women in news in Hollywood?
I think that it's unfair, and I think oftentimes women get looked over in news writing and news channels, or they'll often just be seen as like a pretty face for the media.
I agree. Do you think that it's been improving in recent years?
I think it probably has improved in recent years, but I think there's still a ways to go.
Do you have any ideas about encouraging more women to get involved?
I think that the more women who push to be seen as professionals and seen as an important voice in the media and in news, I think that the more people that talk about it, the more it'll be accepted and normalized.
That's great. The final piece we read, Non-Binary Memoirs of Gender and Identity. Deconstruction of oneself is brought up. If you were to look deeply within yourself, and only if you feel comfortable answering, of course, do you think you may sometimes act obedient in the presence of men? Have you ever noticed that you've done this before?
I think it depends. I think
Women make up 46% of the global workforce, but only about 28% of them are financially independent. Do you know what's currently going on in Iran?
I don't.
It is actually punishable by death right now there if a woman chooses to remove her hijab in public.
Wow.
Girls are 2 times less likely to ever step foot in a classroom compared to their male peers. All around the world, women are constantly being told that they aren't strong enough to be themselves, to speak up for what they believe is right, due solely based on their gender identity. Women are half the population's mothers, sisters, friends, people, like you.
Yeah.
Creating a society where everyone feels empowered and free to be whoever they want is crucial to a positive and powerful future.
I agree.